Picture this. It's late, it's cold, and you're stuck on the side of the road. The car just quit. You're standing there waiting on a tow truck, watching the headlights go by, feeling that knot in your stomach. Now ask yourself one question. Is the SUV in your driveway going to put you in that situation someday? Because here's what nobody at the dealership wants to say out loud. Everybody tells you the RAV4 and the CR-V are the safe bets, the smart choice, the ones you can't go wrong with. And for years that was true, but the newest versions of these two SUVs have quietly changed under the hood. The car makers swapped in parts that look great on paper and save the company money, but they don't hold up the way the old ones did. And these aren't cheap little fixes when they fail. We're talking about the kind of breakdown that leaves you stranded, the kind of repair bill that takes a real bite out of your savings. By the time you find out, the warranty is long gone, and the problem is sitting in your lap. When you're over 60, a car is not a toy anymore. It's the thing that gets you to the doctor, to your grandkids, to the grocery store on a Tuesday morning. A vehicle that breaks down isn't just an inconvenience. It's a threat to the one thing you've earned the right to keep, your independence. So today, I'm showing you 3 SUVs that are actually built to go the distance. We're talking 300,000 miles. Vehicles that use simple, proven parts instead of the fancy stuff that breaks. The kind of SUV you can climb into on a cold morning and just trust. And every single one of them comes in under $45,000. These aren't the flashiest names on the lot, but they're the ones that'll still be running long after the trendy pics are sitting in a repair shop. If you care more about actual proven dependability than clever marketing, hit the like button, because that's exactly what this ranking is about. SUVs that actually make sense long-term. Stick around to the end, because the #1 pick is a bit of a secret. It's built on the exact same bones as the Toyota everyone loves, but with a few changes that protect 2 things you really start to value after 60. Your hearing and your lower back. Most folks have no idea this vehicle even exists. SUV number 3, the Kia Sportage. The regular gas version. Let me start with the part that matters most, because this is where the Sportage beats the Honda CR-V flat out. The CR-V uses something called a CVT, that stands for Continuously Variable Transmission. In plain English, instead of real gears, it uses a steel belt that slides up and down on a set of pulleys. It works fine when the car is new, but over the years, every time you press the gas hard to merge onto a highway, that belt wears down a little more. And when it finally goes, you're looking at a repair bill that can run thousands of dollars. The Kia Sportage doesn't mess with any of that. It uses a good old-fashioned 8-speed automatic with real solid gears inside. That kind of transmission has been around for decades. It handles stress better, it lasts longer, and mechanics everywhere know how to fix it. Now here's the second win. The standard CR-V uses a tiny turbocharged engine. A turbo squeezes more power out of a small engine. But it does it by running extremely hot and putting huge pressure on the seals inside. On top of that, turbos are known for a problem called oil dilution, especially in winter when you're only driving short trips around town. That's hard on the engine over time. The Sportage uses a 2.5-liter engine with no turbo at all. It just breathes normal air. It runs cooler, it runs under way less pressure, and it sidesteps all those turbo headaches. It's the kind of engine that just keeps going. Inside, Kia did something clever. They have 1 row of dials, and with a single tap, those same dials switch from controlling your air conditioning to controlling your radio volume. But the key thing is, they're real physical knobs. You can grab them. You can turn them without squinting at a flat sheet of glass trying to find the right spot. And on safety, the Sportage comes with a system that watches the intersection when you're turning left. If you misjudge how fast that oncoming car is coming, and a lot of us do as our reaction time slows down, the car will hit the brakes for you. That one feature alone can stop the kind of accident that happens to seniors at intersections every single day. Price starts around $27,500. That leaves you plenty of room under your budget. SUV number 2, the Hyundai Tucson. The gas version, with the latest update. Now, the Tucson actually shares the exact same engine and transmission as the Kia. The same no-turbo 2.5-liter engine. The same dependable 8-speed automatic. The same 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the powertrain. So everything good I just told you about the Sportage's guts applies here too. But the Tucson earns its spot for a different reason. And it's honestly one of my favorite stories in the car world right now. A few years back, Hyundai got rid of all the buttons. They went all in on those flat touch panels where you tap a picture of a button on a smooth piece of glass. They thought it looked modern. Drivers hated it. People couldn't adjust the heat without taking their eyes off the road. They'd tap and nothing would happen. So Hyundai did something almost no car company ever does. They admitted they got it wrong. For the newest version, they completely redesigned the dashboard and brought back a whole bank of real physical buttons and dials for the radio and the climate. And here's why that matters for the long haul. Touchscreens fail. Over 10 or 15 years, they freeze, they glitch, the screen burns out. When that happens, you can lose control of your heat and your defroster. Real buttons run on simple little circuits that almost never break. So years from now, when you turn that dial to clear the fog off your windshield on a cold morning, it's just going to work. Hyundai also threw in some thoughtful touches. On the higher trims, they moved the gear shifter up onto a little stalk by the steering wheel. That frees up a big open space right where your hand naturally rests, so you're not bending and reaching down into a deep console. It smooths out how the car takes off and how it brakes, so there are no sudden jerks. If you've got a stiff neck, a bad back, or your foot isn't as steady on the pedal as it used to be, this gives you a soft, gentle ride with no surprises. And one more thing, they put real press buttons back on the door handles instead of those touch sensors. So even with thick winter gloves on, or if your grip isn't what it once was, the door opens easy. Price runs from about $28,500. The mid-level trim is the sweet spot. SUV number 1, the Mazda CX-5, the base gas model. Now here's the one I'd point to without a second of hesitation. And it's the perfect car to end this list on, because it proves everything I've been telling you all video long. Remember the 2 big warnings? No CVT, no turbo. Well, the Mazda CX-5 checks both boxes, and it does it better than anything else on this list. Start with the engine. The CX-5 uses a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with no turbo on it at all. And here's the thing most people don't know. For this newest version, Mazda actually got rid of the turbo option completely. They looked at it and decided the simple, naturally aspirated engine was the smarter long-term bet. So no matter which CX-5 you walk up to on the lot, you're getting an engine that breathes normal air, runs cool, and skips every one of those turbo headaches I told you about. Then there's the transmission. While the CR-V is sliding that steel belt around on its CVT, the CX-5 uses a real, honest 6-speed automatic with actual gears inside. This is old-school, bulletproof engineering. It's the kind of transmission that just keeps shifting smoothly, year after year, without that worry hanging over your head. But here's what really sets the CX-5 apart. And it's something you feel the second you close the door. This thing drives like a luxury car that costs twice as much. Mazda has quietly built a reputation for making the nicest interior in the whole class. The cabin is calm and quiet. The wind noise and road drone that wear you out on a long drive are hushed way down. For anyone who wears hearing aids or just gets tired of the constant racket in a cheaper SUV, that quiet is a real gift. The ride is the other half of it. Mazda tuned the suspension to soak up the rough stuff. Potholes, speed bumps, those rough seams in the road. Instead of a hard jolt slamming up through your back, you get a smooth, settled ride. After an hour behind the wheel, your spine will thank you. Now here's the senior-friendly feature most dealerships won't even point out. The CX-5 comes with a head-up display. Your speed shows up right on the windshield, sitting in your normal line of sight. You never have to drop your eyes down to the dashboard and refocus, which takes longer than it used to after 60. Your eyes stay up on the road, right where they belong. And on top of all that, all-wheel drive comes standard. Not as a pricey add-on, standard. So when it's raining, or there's a little snow or ice on the road some cold morning, the CX-5 grips down and keeps you steady. That's peace of mind built right in. The CX-5 starts around $31,500. So you're getting that near luxury feel, the quiet cabin, the smooth ride, the simple no-turbo, no CVT engineering, all for thousands less than a fancy badge would cost you. That's why it's my number 1. So there are my 3. The Kia Sportage, for the buyer who wants a tough, simple SUV at a fair price. The Hyundai Tucson, for the buyer who wants real buttons and a gentle, easy ride. And the Mazda CX-5, for the buyer who wants that near-luxury feel, a quiet cabin and a smooth ride that protects your hearing and your back without the luxury price tag. Before you sign anything, do me a favor. Sit in the seat, get in and out a few times, reach for the buttons without looking, and ask the salesperson one simple question. Does this have a CVT or a turbo? Now you'll know exactly what that answer means for you. Drop a comment and let me know which of these three you're leaning toward, or tell me what you drive right now and how it's holding up. Your experience might be exactly what helps another person watching make the right call. And if this was helpful, please subscribe. Every week we put out honest, no-nonsense advice, just like this. No hype, no sponsored fluff. Just real information for people who want to stay safe, comfortable, and independent on the road. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Take care and drive safely out there.